You won't believe this one. Gypsy Rose Blanchard is out here running circles around people's emotions like it's a full-time job. Despite everything she's done, the lies, the manipulation, the chaos, some folks are still standing 10 toes down behind her. But the wildest part, she allegedly managed to keep her estranged husband, Ryan Anderson, wrapped around her finger from another man's bed while carrying that other man's baby. It's giving toxic mastermind. Let's unpack this mess. So here's what's going down. Ryan apparently got fed up with being Gypsy's emotional doormat. He claims she used him, tossed him aside, and kept their post-split situationship hush-hush because, yes, they were allegedly still involved. According to Ryan, Gypsy had zero interest in actually being with him, but wouldn't fully let him go either. Why? Because she wanted him on standby, just in case things didn't work out with her current man, Ken. And Ryan says it plain. Gypsy doesn't really want Ken either. She just knows Ken doesn't actually want her. He wants her money. Now, here's where it gets messier. Ryan says even Christy, Gypsy's stepmom and supposed ride or die, was once worried he was going to spend all of Gypsy's money. But, in a twist of irony, Ryan claims Ken is the one out here draining her bank account, and the timing is suspicious, because Gypsy just recently told the public she's broke. Like, I only have $50 to my name broke. You buying that? Because we're not. Let's do the math. 2 Lifetime seasons, a ton of interviews, multiple podcast appearances, and she's even authored books. Are we supposed to believe all that didn't stack up to more than $50? Please. It sounds more like a calculated move to make the public feel sorry for her, especially as she gears up to start making even more money off her new role as a mom. Remember when Gypsy swore she wouldn't exploit her daughter? Yeah, that promise didn't age well. She said she'd keep the baby private, but now she's already posting glimpses and sharing moments online. Newsflash, it doesn't matter if you blur the face or shoot from the back. You're still using your child as content. And for those paying close attention, Gypsy already slipped up and accidentally showed her baby's face. Yep, that part. Now, let's get back to Ryan, because things took a turn, and not in a good way. After watching Gypsy Rose, Life After Lockup, Ryan had what can only be described as a full-blown meltdown on Instagram Live. He was heartbroken, humiliated, and finally realizing he was nothing more than a prop in Gypsy's storyline. But honestly, how many times did people try to tell this man he was being used? Gypsy has a long history of clout chasing, drama surfing, and straight-up emotional chaos. Anyone who gets close to her either gets drained, dragged, or downright destroyed. Ryan, bless his heart, was still clinging to the fantasy that Gypsy loved him. He said it repeatedly on that live, as if trying to convince himself. And now it all makes sense. Gypsy had allegedly been keeping the lines of communication open with him the entire time. She wasn't texting him out of love. She was texting him to keep him quiet. Ryan stayed silent because deep down, he still believed there was hope she'd come back. But when Ryan finally snapped and spilled the tea, it was messy. He revealed that Gypsy had been texting him after giving birth to another man's child, and not just friendly check-ins. According to Ryan, she was straight up jealous when she saw him online with someone she didn't like. He said she messaged him at 2:30 in the morning asking if they were together. Girl, why are you worried about your ex at 2:30 a.m.? Shouldn't you be asleep next to Ken? Or, I don't know, taking care of your newborn? But nope, Gypsy was allegedly up, spiraling over Ryan's livestream because control is her currency. And Gypsy really thought Ryan wouldn't clap back. She's used to taking her shots and watching people stay silent, but Ryan had receipts. He claims she sent him a picture of her daughter shortly after she was born, and right before that, a glam selfie of herself. And that's when it became clear. Gypsy's out here playing both sides like it's a sport. When she's with Ryan, she's allegedly texting Ken. When she's with Ken, she's texting Ryan. And honestly, that's not cunning. It's immature and reckless. Of course, Gypsy didn't take kindly to being exposed. She hit back fast, allegedly claiming that Ryan was on substances, and that's why he was always sweating and carrying around a towel. Petty? Yes. Predictable? Also, yes. But here's where it gets even spicier, because I've got some tea, and while it's alleged, the source is very well connected. And once you hear this next part, you'll understand just how deep Gypsy's manipulation really goes. And just when you thought Gypsy couldn't take things any further, boom, Allegations drop that she's trying to ruin Ryan's entire career. Yes, allegedly, Gypsy is actively working behind the scenes to get Ryan fired from his teaching job. The goal? Strip him of his license, his livelihood, and basically leave him with nothing. And sources claim this isn't speculation. It's already in motion. Ryan has reportedly been reprimanded over this whole saga before, but now it's on a whole new level. He's seriously at risk of losing everything. But here's where Gypsy might have outsmarted herself. Because if she does succeed in getting Ryan fired, guess what he'll be left with? Time. Nothing but time. And that's dangerous. For her. Because an unemployed, scorned ex with nothing to lose is a walking tell-all. If Gypsy thinks Ryan is going to take that L and stay quiet, she's wildly underestimating him. He's already started spilling tea, but insiders believe he might know way more than he's letting on, possibly even details about the night Dee Dee was murdered. And that allegedly is why Gypsy's suddenly backpedaling and panicking. She knows she may have just poked the wrong bear. Sources close to the situation say Gypsy's now spiraling because she realizes what she's done. Trying to sabotage Ryan's career might have seemed like power play, but if it backfires, it could unleash secrets she's been desperately trying to bury. And Ryan, he's not naive anymore. He knows he got played. He's owning it, but he's also done being quiet. When Ryan said, "Gypsy and Ken are lucky I'm a teacher," he probably thought it made him sound mature and restrained. But now, with his job allegedly on the line, that statement might come back to bite him. Because if he's no longer a teacher, the gloves are off, and Gypsy's biggest fear might not be public backlash. It might be Ryan finally telling everything he knows.
Some of these clips, because now I can actually see how she really did feel about me. So if I'm just a member of the public, let's just publicly give this shit away, okay? Look, get fucking out of here. Let's see. I'm a member of the public, okay? I'm a member of the public. Look, see that? Member of the public? Public can have that shit, as far as I'm concerned. All right? Look, boom, goodbye. Member of the public. That's me. Now that's public shit. Don't forget that.
What started as a quiet breakup between Gypsy Blanchard and Ryan Anderson last December has exploded into a full-blown mess, and the drama is only getting worse. After Ryan tossed Gypsy's belongings out of his house, things took a sharp turn into chaos with legal threats, leaked private info, and enough public back and forth to make anyone's head spin. Now, Ryan's claiming he might sue Gypsy for allegedly violating HIPAA by sharing sensitive details. But where did this all come from? And why is it getting so ugly? Let's be real, this whole situation is exhausting to watch. What began as a personal split has turned into a vicious public feud, and honestly, it's hard not to feel like Gypsy kicked open a Pandora's box when she started airing out private matters.
She posted a screenshot of some towels saying, "Secret life of the sweat rag," captioned it saying, "Kid gloves off, huh? Okay, Ryan Anderson," and had this piece of information. And here's a close-up of the information she was highlighting. It says, methadone is an opioid medication that treats opioid use disorder and chronic pain. Common methadone side effects include nausea and vomiting, constipation, and increased sweating. So yes, Gypsy's drawing attention to the fact that Ryan sweats a lot and apparently uses a towel to wipe the sweat off constantly, but she's also pointing out that Ryan takes methadone. As far as I know, Ryan has not been open about this part of his life, but apparently he's been taking methadone for the last few years due to an opioid addiction he had in his 20s. We hadn't heard too much from Gypsy's ex in the last while. He had been pretty quiet about the situation, so everyone's wondering why he's coming out now going after Gypsy. My thoughts on this, perhaps it's the fact that the divorce is finally finalized. They did have the second paternity test done to prove that Ryan is not the father of Aurora, and I don't believe that they've been in contact.
Now, before we get into the latest bombshells, I've got to say, I've never been shy about my skepticism toward Ryan. From the moment he slid into Gypsy's DMs to their whirlwind marriage, something always felt off. Some of his behavior has been downright questionable, and even if you're not a fan of his, or Gypsy for that matter, leaking private recovery details is a low blow, no matter who does it. And here's the thing, I'm not here to blindly defend anyone. If the roles were reversed, I'd still call it out. Sharing sensitive personal info, especially when it involves recovery, isn't just messy, it's manipulative. It reeks of a power play, and frankly, it's gross. At this point, Gypsy's proving to be her own worst enemy, digging herself deeper with every move she makes. But wait, there's more. Remember Ryan and Ember J's whole "are they or aren't they" internet couple bit? What started as a joke got so convincing that even Gypsy was second-guessing it. In a recent TikTok live with Ember J, Ryan dropped a bombshell. Gypsy texted him at 2 a.m. asking if they were really together. And the kicker? After he called her out on live, she blocked his number. If that doesn't scream messy, I don't know what does. So here's the million-dollar question. Is this HIPAA threat legit? Or is Ryan just swinging back in a fight that's already gone way too far? And why does it feel like Gypsy keeps playing chess with her life like it's checkers? Stick around till the end, because we've got receipts even Bree can't spin. And someone's about to get caught in 4K. And hey, don't be like Gypsy's 2 a.m. texts. Commit to this channel. If you're enjoying this train wreck as much as we are, do the world a favor. Smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Maybe I'll get another text from somebody at 2 in the morning asking me, what the hell is that about?
Yeah, I thought you said a friend, and then everyone's like, Gypsy, Gypsy, and I'm laughing like, I'm pretty sure it wasn't Gypsy, but I think I stay rent-free in her head too. It's fans.
Oh, no, it was Gypsy. Legit, no, it was Gypsy. Texted me at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, are you dating Ember J?
It's totally fans. Gypsy,
like,
we're dating on the interwebs. Mention, no? Oh, Malanta.
The last live I mentioned that I got a text asking if I was dating Ember J like 2 in the morning. I did the live with Ember J. Well, guess who decided to block me after that live? I'm sorry. I just couldn't help it. Actually blocked me, and then like a week later unblocked me. She's blocked me and unblocked me 1,000 times in her life. And yes, it was her. So, just saying that. I'm so used to that, like, I don't even, it's like, whatever. Block me, it's done, whatever, you know. I just think it's funny that I did that live and I got blocked. She's big mad, but whatever.
Oh, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Just when we thought your drama couldn't get any messier, you go and slide into your ex's DMs at 2 a.m. like a late-night booty call gone wrong. But this wasn't about rekindling old flames. Oh no, this was Gypsy on a mission, demanding answers about Ryan Anderson's new possible love interest, Ember J. And guess what? Ryan wasn't about to let her spin the narrative this time. Nope. He came armed with receipts, screenshots, timestamps, and a TikTok caption that basically screamed, "Try me, Gypsy." The messages? Juicy? Desperate? Maybe. Suspicious? Absolutely. Gypsy's late-night text read, "Are you with Ember J? I feel lost. Like I don't know what's real anymore." Cue the dramatic music. Because what? Ma'am, you're in a whole new relationship with Ken Urker, raising a baby you swear is his. Why are you this pressed about your ex's love life? The internet collectively gasped, and Ken, well, let's just say he's probably side-eyeing his phone like, girl, not again. But Gypsy, never one to take an L quietly, clapped back hard. Instead of just owning the awkwardness, she went full scorched earth, airing out Ryan's alleged opioid addiction on her TikTok like some kind of petty expose. Was it necessary? No. Did it work in stirring up drama? Oh, 100%. Critics called it cruel. Fans defended it as just Gypsy standing her ground. But Ryan, he was done. So done, in fact, that he's now reportedly threatening to sue her for defamation. So here we are again, Gypsy Rose, the queen of chaos, leaving a trail of messy texts and TikTok wars in her wake. The question isn't just, why is she texting her ex at 2 a.m., but is she really trying to move on? Or just trying to control the narrative? What's your take? Is Gypsy just messy, or is there more to this story? Drop your thoughts below and stick around till the end because things get even wilder.
If you're not sure what she's referring to, Ryan shared screenshots yesterday of his messaging with Gypsy Rose. In return, she shared a screenshot calling him out for allegedly being on methadone for the last 10 or so years because of an opioid addiction. Ryan is obviously upset that Gypsy posted that, and he's messaging her dad trying to get him to get Gypsy to remove the post. He wrote saying, "Tell Gypsy she better take her last post down about me or I'm going to sue her for a HIPAA violation and defamation. She had no right to tell people that." So Gypsy responded saying, "I'm not your medical provider." Now what she's talking about is the fact that he says he's going to sue her for HIPAA violation. HIPAA violation refers to a medical professional leaking your medical information. So no, this does not apply to Gypsy. And as for defamation, if this is true, it's actually not defamation either. And as for asking her dad to get her to remove her post, Ryan hasn't removed his post. So just my opinion, but wouldn't you think he'd remove his post first and then hope that she'd remove hers? Either way, things just got nasty between these two. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.
And just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, Ryan decided to push back. Hard. In an attempt to take back some control over what was spiraling into a public meltdown, he reportedly texted Rod. The message was loud and clear. "Tell Gypsy she better take her last post down about me, or I'm going to sue her for a HIPAA violation and defamation." Now, let's pause right there. We get the rage, we get the betrayal, but legally speaking, the HIPAA claim won't fly. That law only applies to healthcare professionals, and unless Gypsy suddenly moonlights as Ryan's nurse practitioner, which, let's be real, we know she doesn't, it's not a HIPAA violation. But morally, that's a different story. Because even if it's not a legal issue, exposing someone's addiction history to millions of people, especially when it's not your story to tell, is just plain nasty. It's one of those throw you in the gutter, sell your soul to the devil kind of moves. And what's worse, instead of backing down or apologizing, Gypsy doubled down in the pettiest way possible. In true Gypsy Rose fashion, she slapped a text overlay across her TikTok video that read, "Texting my dad, I'm your ex-wife, not your medical provider. Do you want to stop now at Ryan Anderson? You dumb, dirty B asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. Asterisk, yep. She really went there. At this point, it's not even about HIPAA or legality. It's about basic human decency. She aired out parts of Ryan's life that were private, personal, and not hers to share, all while trying to look like the one in control. And let's be honest, this wasn't about self-defense. This was about power, about making Ryan look small so she could stand a little taller in the eyes of her fans. And instead of walking away with dignity or, I don't know, going to Jazz Fest to enjoy the weekend, she decided to lash out on social media. Meanwhile, she's out here doing questionable lip syncs with her very interesting bestie Brie. Yep, the one who defends her every move online like a ride or die with Wi-Fi, and launching a so-called mental health challenge, all while dragging her ex-husband through the mud. Like, what are we doing?
Okay, Dr. Sandra, I accept your challenge. So I'm about to do the USC Speaker Mind Ice Bucket Challenge, and it's all in the name of spreading mental health awareness. So let's do this thing.
Ready?
Oh, yeah. Ah! Oh my God! Oh.
I enjoyed that. I'll get you a towel.
That was so cool! Oh my God, that was epic. That was epic. Okay, so now I'm nominating. Now I'm nominating Kenan Euchre, my boyfriend Kenan Euchre, to the challenge. You have 24 hours. And I get to do this to you.
You're out here parading around like you're some kind of mental health advocate, some reformed, peace-seeking butterfly. Meanwhile, you're throwing people's trauma around like it's gossip fodder. Like, what exactly do you think this is doing to Ryan's mental health? You think he's just sitting back, sipping tea, watching you blast his recovery journey online? And what about the recovery community? People who might have been rooting for you? People who wanted to believe you'd changed? Yeah, those same people are now sitting there going, so wait, Gypsy Rose thinks she's better than people in recovery now? And honestly, I hope they do say that. Loudly, often. Until the Wi-Fi gives out. I hope the response is so strong and so fast, your For You page becomes a 24/7's karma hotline. Because this right here, this was the cherry on top. My stomach did a full gymnastics routine watching you casually weaponize someone's struggle. You posted a man's addiction for all to see as revenge for him showing one message. And that wasn't enough? Nah, you had to double down again while pretending to be unbothered at Jazz Fest, no less. She made another video because apparently the first post wasn't unhinged enough. And the way she's talking in this one? Completely different vibe. That fake, calm, calculated voice. That's not peaceful. That's manipulative. She's trying to back Ryan into a corner after already exposing his addiction, and now she's back, threatening more. All to make herself look like the one holding the power. In the video, she literally says, "If you want me to take my stuff down, then you need to stop talking about me." Oh, really? That's rich coming from the woman who has an entire Lifetime show that's basically just keeping up with Ryan Anderson. Half of that show is her dragging this man's name through the dirt. What he said, what he did, who he's dating, how the divorce went down, what he smells like, what side of the bed he slept on. Girl, you made him the plot. And yet, you want him to stop talking about you? Baby, if you want privacy, maybe stop filming an entire reality series where your ex-husband is the main character. This is where Gypsy really loses the plot. She acts like showing a single 2 a.m. text is an unforgivable sin, but retaliating by exposing someone's darkest chapter? That's just setting boundaries now? And I have to ask, how are you the one begging to be left alone when you're the one still texting your ex in the middle of the night? You just had a baby with another man. You're supposedly in love with Ken, but you're messaging Ryan and getting pressed when he dares to talk about it? Make it make sense. It's giving full-blown hypocrisy, immaturity, and honestly some really dark energy. I mean, this whole situation started with a message, and Gypsy somehow managed to flip it into a full-blown campaign to ruin this man's reputation. Again. After Ryan had the nerve to text her stepdad asking her to take the post down, Gypsy clapped back by making another story, where she basically threatened to unleash more dirt on him if he doesn't stay quiet. Like she's sitting on a vault of secrets ready to detonate unless people stop holding her accountable. It's giving villain origin story. And the scary part? She thinks she's the hero.
Gypsy Rose actually posted a video on her story talking about how if Ryan has so much dirt on her, she also has a lot of dirt on him, and talking about how for her to take her post down, Ryan has to also quit talking about her.
So you want me to take my shit down, right? Okay, how about you quit talking about me? It's been 3 fucking months since I texted you. And you're spiraling out of control. So just remember, just as much dirt as you have on me, I have on you, honey. You punch at me, I punch back 10 times harder. Go see a therapist.
So, just when you thought it couldn't get more chaotic, enter Nina. Yep, Nina wasted no time reposting Gypsy's little revenge rant on her own TikTok, and the reactions have been wild. Ryan even jumped into the comments sarcastically asking, "Am I crashing out?" Like, sir, at this point, we're all watching the wreck in real time with popcorn. But that's not even the weirdest part. People are now roasting Gypsy's sudden accent change in the Viv video. Like, where did that come from? Out of nowhere, she's talking like she's been living in Louisiana for 15 years, and folks online are clocking it fast. Some are saying she was trying to mimic Ember J's voice, and honestly, I hear it too. Let's be real, this feels like some twisted soap opera. Ever since Ryan started moving on, talking to other women, finding peace, reclaiming his life, Gypsy has been spiraling. And the moment Boris threw her stuff out and Ryan stopped playing into her games, she lost control of the narrative. And that's her biggest fear, being irrelevant. You can tell Gypsy wanted Ryan to stay obsessed with her, to pine, to chase, to sit in misery while she posted thirst traps and TikToks with Brie. But the second he showed real growth, boom, here comes the chaos. Enter the fake accents, the exposed messages, the addiction shaming, the veiled threats. And the woman at the center of this digital disaster, Ember J, yes, the girl who unintentionally kicked off the latest Gypsy versus Ryan saga, has finally spoken out. With the internet throwing her name into every corner of this story, Ember J had no choice but to break her silence. And sis did not come to play. Here's what Ember J had to say about all this madness.
Yo, you both need to fucking stop. Gypsy, stop airing out Ryan. Nobody's gonna believe you anyway. Y'all can't be doing this. Get off the interwebs. Ryan's, don't say nothing back. Cut it now. Y'all can't be doing this. Why the hell am I mixed in the middle? Now y'all done put me in the middle of the Gypsy and they're fighting over me and shit. What the hell am I brought up into this? I sure as shit didn't make them get that there divorce. Why the hell am I being brought up in the middles? Gypsy, stop airing the poor man out. And Ryan's, shh, keep it quiet. Everybody get off the tic-tac. I'm not even being messy. Y'all, it's getting bad out there, okay? There's whole ass crash out after crash out after crash out. When I say Gypsy crashed out, Ryan's crashed out, I'm kind of crashing out. Why my name being dragged around? I'm just over here minding my P's and Q's, rolling around on my roller skates, and then I see Gypsy's stories and shit. I can't even say what the hell was on them. It doesn't change the fact that Gypsy's texting Ryan about me at 2 o'clock in the mornings. But it's real fine, Gypsy. I like you back. It's real fine. I like you too. I know everybody was shocked that me and Ryan's almost were together. We're just friends. I wasn't gonna do that to Gypsy. You know what I'm saying? I like her. And don't forget, because seriously, I don't know what's happening. Divorce is messy, especially Ryan's and Gypsy's. Take me out of the middles. I don't think you guys should be going for tit for tats. Don't go tit for tats. Get out of the middles. Well, I want to get out of the middles. Somebody say somethings. Somebody's going to have to do somethings. Somebody's going to get aired out, and it's not going to be me. That's some shit I wasn't expecting. Ooh, what? Gypsy, it's your mother's birthday. Go have some fucking cake and light a candle and say a prayer and get off the internet for a day. And don't tell nobody you did that. Light the candle, have some cake, and leave it at that. And stop talking about rides and don't talk about me.
Oh, Gypsy Rose Blanchard. Just when we thought you couldn't outdo yourself, here you are, proving us wrong in the worst way possible. What you did? Nasty. What you're still doing? Even worse. And guess what? The internet isn't just side-eyeing you this time. They're full-on rallying behind Ryan, and honestly, we get it. Let's break it down. You filmed some half-hearted ice bucket challenge for mental health awareness. How noble. While simultaneously dragging a man in recovery through the mud. The irony, thick enough to cut with a knife. You want to talk about mental health advocacy? Then maybe don't weaponize someone's struggles for clout. That's not activism. That's manipulation at its finest. And let's not ignore the echo chamber of yes people around you, Brie included, who refuse to call this what it really is. Wrong. If you're out here laughing, reposting, or co-signing this mess without holding Gypsy accountable, congrats. You're just as guilty. Karma's taking notes, honey. But the real kicker, Gypsy's out here claiming Ryan's the one who needs therapy.
So this video is going to be for Ryan Anderson, and if you're not Ryan Anderson, then keep scrolling. But I know y'all watch, and that's okay, but this video is not for y'all, it's for him. So I know that it's been about 3 months since we had any kind of text message exchange, and I know it's been really hard for you watching the show for the first time. I know it was all filmed, but I know that you don't, so I understand that you're reacting to things in real time, just like I am. So I'm sorry for not giving you that grace. I do want to say, like, this is going to be kind of a long video of me just putting out what's on my heart. And I know that it is hard to watch things that we have said and things that happen, even if it was 6, 7, 8 months ago, whatever. I understand that it's the feelings are happening in real time, and I want you to know that it is extremely hard to watch you have to go through these emotions. And I understand that when you are doing live streams, you're speaking your truth. You're speaking your mind and your peace. And I'm never going to filter you for doing that. But whenever you put out text messages between you and I that I think are sacred, that should, in my opinion, be sacred between us. And when I mean sacred, I mean that there are very few people I trust in this world. And I have always counted you as one of them. So whenever I reached out to you when I was 2 weeks postpartum and I didn't know how to handle my emotions, I just had a baby, my whole life changed. My literal whole life changed in an instant. And I don't regret having Aurora. I don't. She's the best thing that ever happened to me. But I leaned on you. I leaned on you because I trust you. That is not something a lot of people I can say about. When I felt distant from Ken during those first few weeks postpartum, I vented to you. I told you everything that was on my heart and in my head. And I thought that that was gonna stay between us. Did I tell Ken? Eventually I did. But I never aimed to hurt you. It was never about hurting you. It was always about what the public might think, the public persona. And I think what gets to me, and I vented this to your mom, is that you have your TikTok personality and then you have the real Ryan Anderson. And those two are two completely different people. So when I see you on TikTok, acting the way you do, talking the way you do, doing your polls, that's not the man that I married. The man that I married went on Facebook once a month because I asked him to. You didn't do social media, you didn't care. It was never about the public back then. And it's so hard to see what you have become. So yeah, I get mad, I get frustrated, I get angry because I know that that's not you. Where's the person that came to visit me when we had an argument and I told you don't come, and then you showed up anyway? Where's the person that was there for me whenever my parents were on the edge of a divorce? And Christy didn't pick up the phone for 3 weeks. And you were all I had. You think I forgot about that? I haven't. I hate that we keep doing this back and forth, trying to hurt each other. But we're not trying to hurt each other. We're trying to hurt each other's reputations. I hate the fact that we are trying to be at war with each other. But I know I just want the best for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to move on. I want you to move on with someone that's going to make you happy, that's going to love you like you should be loved. And I know that it's hard because I get it. I did you wrong, and I'm sorry for that. But every time we would text each other, every time we would talk on the phone, you wouldn't really bring that up. We were civil, if not even friendly. So yeah, I am sorry that in all of this confusion and anger and disappointment, that seeing that text message that you released, for what? For what? Because you wanted to show that you are the truth teller on TikTok? Well, that hurt my trust. And so yes, in turn, I put out personal information of yours that I knew that you didn't want out there. And it was wrong, and it was below the belt, and it was too far, and I'm sorry. I truly am sorry. Even if you give me many other jabs, I won't put out anything else about you. I'm not going to try to hurt you. I know that in your heart you care about me. I know in your heart that you are a good person. And I'm just sorry. I'm sorry that you fell in love with a piece of shit like me. I always said Ken was my love, is my love. But you were my comfort. You were my safe place because I knew that you never would hurt me. And I'm just tired of this war and I want it to end. I don't know what you think the alternative could be between you and I. That's where I get stuck at, is I can't keep texting you. I can't keep talking to you. I have a whole family. I'm in a committed relationship. I have a daughter with this man. Like, I don't know if, like, we can't be friends. Do you understand what position I'm in? I know to you, as long as I keep talking to you, you feel some sort of connection, but that can't be. We can't do that. We're not at that space. All I can do is wish you the best, and I know that that is finite, and that's definite. And I know this is all sinking in, that it's really the end now. But you will always have a place in my heart, and we will always have those good memories together. But that has to be it. Some people come in our lives for a season, others for a reason. And the reason you came in my life was to show me that I need to be a better person.
Baby girl, if you think publicly sabotaging someone's progress is acceptable behavior, you might want to book that therapy couch for yourself. Nobody with a shred of decency goes out of their way to destroy someone just because their feelings got hurt. Grow up. And oh, the timing. Poetic cruelty. Doing all this on what would have been Dee Dee Blanchard's birthday? That's not just messy. That's downright sinister. You can keep playing victim on TikTok, dumping ice water on your head like it's some kind of redemption arc, but here's the truth. Karma doesn't forget addresses, and when it comes knocking, we'll all be watching. Because let's recap. You cheated on Ryan. You had a whole baby. Allegedly Ken's, or is it Ryan's? The internet's still debating. You demanded to be left alone, but somehow you were still texting Ryan? Make it make sense.
I'm sorry that you fell in love with a piece of shit like me.
Okay, look, I never want to be that person that kicks someone when they're already down. I cannot help but feel like this whole entire video is just pure manipulation. Let me make it clear, I do not think any of us expect Gypsy Rose Blanchard to be perfect. None of us in this world are perfect. We are all human beings and we all make mistakes. But Gypsy, the reason why people are so upset with you, in my opinion, is because for months, you have been talking about Ryan in the media. You have sold stories about him. You have talked about your guys' schmeck's life. You have basically humiliated this man. And on top of that, you talk about him all the time on your show. And then the one time that your ex-husband Ryan Anderson puts a private conversation out there, which again, I'm not saying that was okay. I don't think he should have done that, but a person can only take so much, and I think you have been poking him for too long now, and he finally cracked, and he posted it, and you exploded, and girl, it did not make you look good. To me, if Gypsy wanted this video to just be for Ryan, she would have just sent it to his phone. She wouldn't have posted it on her TikTok with almost 10 million followers. So I'm sorry, that's why I cannot help but feel that she wasn't thinking about Ryan when she made this video. She was thinking about herself and her reputation because she sees what everyone is saying. So she's trying to save face at this point and make herself look better. So I'm sorry, it looks like straight up manipulation to me, Gypsy. I mean, I'm just being honest, girl. Just being honest. I'm not a supporter of Gypsy, but I'm not gonna sit here and just talk crazy shit about her. I'm just gonna be real and give my opinion on the matter. Girl, like, going forward, just focus on yourself. Focus on your daughter. Do not focus on Ryan. And Ryan, going forward, Stop focusing on Gypsy. Focus on yourself. In life, it's trial and error. Sometimes you have to go through things in order to mature and be better. For her daughter's sake, I hope she gets it together.
And now, over one text message, you're trying to ruin him? Sound familiar? You did it to Nick. You did it to Dee Dee. And mark my words, Ken's next. Everyone in your orbit becomes a pawn in your little game. But here's the thing about games, Gypsy. Eventually, the player becomes the played. And when that day comes, we'll all be front row, popcorn in hand, watching the universe serve you the same energy you've been dishing out. But hey, that's just my take. What's yours? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Team Karma's coming, or Team Gypsy's just misunderstood. Smash that like button. If you're ready for Karma to do its thing, subscribe for more messy updates and turn on post notifications. Because something tells me Gypsy's not done serving drama yet. And hey Gypsy, if you're watching, maybe skip the ice bucket challenge next time and try a humility challenge instead. Just a thought. Catch you in the next one, bye!